I feel like if you had moons to my jacket, I'd look like the Sorcerer Mickey hat. Hey, what is up you guys, and welcome back to Thingamavlogs. So if you can't already tell, I'm repping some blue, some white, got my white stars going on, so that can only mean one thing. This week is 4th of July week. Now I'm kind of one of those people who have always gone to a theme park during 4th of July, and while it's not the most ideal time to go because the crowds are insane, it is a lot of fun because there are normally special events go on for the Independence Day weekend. Now whether you're visiting Disneyland out in California or Walt Disney World in Florida, I'm gonna give you guys some of my tips on making the Independence Day weekend at the parks more enjoyable with some special tips on what to do, where to go, and what to see. Now starting off over at Walt Disney World at the Magic Kingdom, they do have a special Independence Day fireworks show called a 4th of July concert in the sky. Now most people don't know about this, but they actually do this performance on July 3rd and July 4th, so you have 2 days to catch this performance. Unfortunately, Magic Kingdom is usually jam-packed both days for this 9 p.m. fireworks show, especially on Main Street, but the trick is you don't have to view this fireworks show on Main Street. There are other viewing areas that are easily accessible, and instead of packing like sardines, you can view this over by the Frontierland area by Splash Mountain and Thunder Mountain, or in the new Fantasyland area backed by Be Our Guest. Now another special tip, if you don't want to go into the Magic Kingdom at all and deal with those crowds, you can view this fireworks show along any of the resorts around Magic Kingdom as well, like the Grand Floridian, the Polynesian, and the Contemporary. Now my tip is to probably view it from the Polynesian beach because you can get a Dole Whip, there's no crowds, they pump the music in, and it's free. Shh, don't tell anyone. Now besides Magic Kingdom, Hollywood Studios has their own 4th of July fireworks celebration. Now theirs is only on 4th of July, so don't expect them on July 3rd, but theirs is called the Firework Rock and Roll Celebration, I believe, and their fireworks are soundtrack to some classic rock and roll music and some 4th of July rock and roll anthems. So if you definitely want to have a rock and roll 4th of July, head over to Hollywood Studios. Now, my personal favorite Walt Disney World 4th of July celebration is over at Epcot, because besides the Illuminations Reflection of Earth that they do play, they also have a 5-minute additional section called the Heartbeat of Freedom, which if you have never seen this Heartbeat of Freedom edition on 4th of July, it is the most intense fireworks I have ever seen, because if you know Epcot, it's just a huge lake and fireworks go off in the middle of it, and I swear this celebration Heartbeat of Freedom is like a 7 bombs dropping on Epcot. It is intense. There, you go blind and deaf for a good like 5 seconds after these fireworks. So if you definitely want to have an intense, crazy 4th of July celebration, I would suggest going over to Epcot. Theirs is only unfortunately on July 4th as well, but hey, you can go to Magic Kingdom on July 3rd and see theirs, and then head to Epcot on July 4th to see theirs. 2 4th of July celebrations in 2 days. Best of both worlds. Hannah Montana, you're welcome. And besides the Heartbeat of Freedom edition to Illuminations, over at the American Pavilion, the Voices of Liberty also usually have a special 4th of July concert set at various times throughout the day where they sing their normal set songs and then some really other patriotic songs. And if you've never heard the Voices of Liberty, I don't think you've heard anything. They're beautiful. Make me cry every time. Then moving over to Animal Kingdom, if you are heading to Animal Kingdom on 4th of July, I suggest you buy a park hopper because there are no fireworks, so head over to Epcot, Magic Kingdom, or Hollywood Studios. Yeah. Now, flying over to the West Coast to Disneyland, if you guys are heading to the Disneyland Resort parks from July 2nd through July 5th, there are going to be some special military acts performing throughout the parks at various times throughout the day. So there's going to be the US Marine Corps and the US Air Force, and if you want to see them like twirl some guns and the US Marine Band play, definitely check those out because that's something that you don't really often see in the parks, and it's super cool to see it, especially on Independence Day weekend. However, if you're visiting Disneyland or California Adventure specifically on the 4th, over at Disneyland there's going to be a special 4th of July celebration edition at the end of the usual Disneyland Forever fireworks show, so make sure to stay after for that. And then over at California Adventure there's going to be a 4th of July pre-show to the usual Watercolor Celebrate show, so make sure to catch those both if you're heading over to a Disneyland resort park. But like I said before, 4th of July is always crazy in the parks, so if you plan on visiting a Disney park on 4th of July weekend, expect it to be crazy crowded, expect it to be hot, but also expect it to be fun. I mean, we're celebrating America here.